Do you ever feel like you're stuck in the same fight, just on a different day, that you and your partner are speaking to completely different emotional languages? One of you is begging for connection, while the other is busy building a wall. One of you panics at the first sign of silence, while the other needs space to breathe. What if I told you these painful, repeating cycles aren't just bad luck? They're often driven by a blueprint for relationships mapped out in your childhood. When a conflict starts, it's not just two adults talking. It's two nervous systems running old, outdated threat response software. Today, we're going to decode that software. You'll meet for different couples, each one living out one of the core attachment styles in a conflict. See if you recognize your own patterns in their stories, because understanding your style is the first step toward building the relationship you actually want. Let's start with Maya and Liam. It's a Tuesday night. Liam walks in from a brutal day at work, and he's much quieter than usual. For Maya, that silence isn't just silence, it's a blaring siren. Her mind starts to spiral. Is he mad at me? What did I do? She asks him, is everything okay? He says he's just tired. But that's not enough to turn off the alarm bells. She needs more. She follows him into the kitchen. Are you sure you're not mad? You just seem so distant. Liam, already drained, shuts down even more. This confirms Maya's deepest fear. He's going to leave her. This moment snowballs into a fight, with Maya tearfully accusing him of not caring. This is a textbook example of an anxious attachment style. If this is you, you likely live with a deep-seated fear of being abandoned or rejected. You crave closeness. But you're haunted by a nagging insecurity, always scanning your partner's behavior for signs of trouble. This style often shows up as a constant need for reassurance, a tendency to feel clingy, and seeing a need for space as a personal attack. These patterns often come from a childhood with inconsistent parenting. One moment, a caregiver was warm, and the next, they were distant or overwhelmed. As an adult, that turns into a desperate attempt to close any gap in the relationship, which, ironically, often just pushes your partner further away now. Let's look at the other side of the coin with Chloe and Ben. They've been together for 2 years. And Chloe wants to talk about moving in. When she brings it up, he'll crack a joke, change the subject, or suddenly remember something urgent he has to do. He loves her, but commitment feels like a trap. One evening, Chloe sits him down. Ben, we have to talk about our future. You can see Ben's whole body tense up. He feels cornered. Instead of talking, he says, I'm just not in the mood for a heavy conversation, and disappears into his office. Chloe is left feeling hurt and alone. Ben's behavior is classic avoidant attachment. If this is your style, you probably value your independence and self-reliance above all else. Deep emotional intimacy can feel incredibly uncomfortable, like it's a threat to your freedom. You have a habit of emotionally distancing yourself. This style often starts in a childhood where caregivers were emotionally distant or expected you to be a little adult from a young age. They adapt by bottling it all up. As adults, they're often seen as strong, but that self-reliance comes at the cost of real intimacy. Do you see yourself in Maya's anxiety or Ben's retreat? If this is ringing a bell for you, make sure you subscribe for more insights. Our third couple, Olivia and Sam, lives in a constant state of whiplash. 1 week, Olivia is loving. The next, she's cold and critical. Sam feels like he's walking on eggshells during a fight. Olivia might abruptly fly into a rage, pushing him away while desperately wanting to be loved. This is disorganized attachment. For someone with it, relationships are a source of both intense desire and intense fear at the exact same time. This style almost always traces back to some form of childhood trauma. The caregiver, who was supposed to be safety, was also a source of fear. As an adult, this creates chaos. You seek the connection you never had, only to sabotage it because it's not safe to get too close. So what does healthy even look like? Let's meet our last couple, Sarah and Tom. Tom gets a big promotion, but he'll have to travel more. He sits down with Sarah and says, I'm worried about being away from you more. Sarah feels a little sting of disappointment. But she doesn't panic. She says, I'll definitely miss you. But we're a team. Let's figure it out. This is secure attachment. They have a foundation of trust that lets them handle problems together. As a team, securely attached people can talk about feelings openly, balance closeness with independence, and work through conflict without blaming. Secure attachment is built in a childhood where caregivers were reliable. The child learns, I am worthy of love, and others can be trusted. So, which one felt a little too familiar? Ask yourself, when conflict starts, is your first impulse to lean in or pull back? The good news is, your style is not a life sentence. With awareness and effort, you can move toward a more secure way of connecting. Just start noticing. When you feel that jolt of anxiety or urge to shut down, just pause and name it. That creates space. Communicate your fear, not from your fear. Instead of acting out, try to name the feeling underneath. An anxious person could say, I'm feeling insecure, instead of fighting. An avoidant person could say, I need a little space to think. Once you can read the map of where you came from, you can start to draw a new one leading to the secure love you deserve. Thank you for watching. If this video helped you, please give it a like and subscribe. Let me know your style in the comments.